What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
And Chris Abacon.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? So welcome to Friday's episode. So Monday, Tuesday, our topics, Wednesday discussion. Thursday's Ask a CISSP. I have a really good one coming up next week with Edgar Vanterpool. So he's a BISO, so a Business Information Security Officer. Definitely check that one out. It'll be in place of that week's episodes because we're taking a break. Because if you're hearing this right now, this is the 4th of July episode. So happy Independence Day. But we're going to take a break. So you'll get a really good Ask a CISSP episode in this place. But yeah, and buy the guide. So I have to plug it. So go to either ramcyber.io or theothersideofthefirewall.com and buy the guide. It publishes on July 8th. If you buy it from me, you get a discount. If you buy it from a major retailer, right, it will be Walmart, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, KDP, or I guess Amazon for you, KDP for me, whatever. But everywhere, well, pretty much everywhere you want to buy a book. So definitely pick it up from somewhere. And if you don't see it on the shelves, demand they stock it and put it on the shelves. All right. This is my first book, and I would like as much feedback as possible. But without further ado, Shannon, how was your week?
My week wasn't too bad, man. The first 3 days of the week, I actually had a training course on JSIG RMF, right? So like it's a SAP environment and doing RMF in there and how the changes are. Now here's the thing: this is what I do, right? Like it's my job, but like I never take it that there's not something that I don't know, right? And when you have other people from other organizations come in, you learn different things, which actually happened here too. Like there were some things that came up that I was like, man, like there was one where this guy was like, yeah, I go to this site and I come up with this type of information. And I'm like, I go to that site all the time for something different. I did not even know that was there, but it will be included in the repertoire, right? I'm like, I know that site. Like I use that for this, that, and the third, but there's so many things. It's like the RMF site they have out there for DoD. And I was like, I use it for something totally different, but it was good. Good experience. Went out and took a little mini vacation, which we're going to do again next week, right? Because we didn't have everybody that's in the house go with us, but we have a family friend that's visiting us this week. She actually flies out today, and we went to do Water World up near Denver. It's not actually in Denver; it's in Federal Heights, Colorado. But it was a fun time, man. Just made a day trip of it. But because it's so long and there's Denver traffic you have to get by, I was like, we're spending the night. I was like, we're not coming back home. Like after I've been out in the sun all day, I'm not driving. I'm going to be irritated with traffic. So we just stayed the night and then went out to dinner and, just hung out.
Yeah. That's crazy that they based off Kevin Costner's Waterworld.
Yeah.
My assumption.
I don't know about that. No, it's been around since like 1978 or something like that.
Okay, gotcha.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Maybe the movie's based off him. I don't know. But no, it was a fun park though, and like I said, we're gonna do it again this week, but we're gonna push it a day. We had to push it earlier to where my oldest son couldn't go, and I feel really bad about that. And I feel bad enough to where I'm about to spend all this money again to do it again the very next week, right?
Right.
I love to have the family together when we enjoy these types of things. But no, we did it early because we didn't want to run the risk of getting caught in traffic. And our friend, she misses her flight. You know what I mean? Like if we were to do it yesterday, come back today. We're filming on Sunday, everybody. Yeah. So, yeah, it was a good time, man. It really was. So we'll do it again. And it's 4th of July weekend when we actually do it again, right? Like,
okay.
So I imagine it's going to be more packed than what it was. The hotel rates were already up. I'd already booked it and I was like, all right, yep, they're going to get you for that weekend, right? So I was like, it's what it is. But, I love him. So I'll do it for him too, right? To let him enjoy the same type of fun his brother and sister got to enjoy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man. Didn't really take in any. No, let me not say that. No, I watched. I'm still in my documentary phase. I don't know what it is, but it was like Monsters Among Us or something like that on HBO, and it was the Larry Nassar.
I've seen the thumbnail.
Oh yeah. Those are so good. Yeah, all the crime shows we've seen.
Yeah,
the Abacon household.
That was I know you stay on it, man. Like you stay watching them. But that was pretty much it for me. Like I said, I was in class earlier, did that with the family, so it was a good time. But Chris, tell us about your adventures, man. Give us the good.
Yeah. Before I get to my, before last weekend, like, right, went to New York, right? Before I get to that, though, I did pass Azure Fundamentals, right? So I had that.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So maybe it was like me, but like I think the test was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Maybe because
I was told it's more sales focused.
Yeah, it is more sales focused.
so you can sell it.
Yeah, it's that, but it's also just like a general, you have a good general understanding of how the environment really works. And you do a few, in Microsoft's free training, you do a little bit of exercises on the sandbox, which is great, right? But like at the testing, like you don't get it. There's no like simulations or anything. There's some true false and all that stuff, right? Basic tests. But it's good. I think anybody, given you can probably just 2 weeks, casual studying, you can pass it, right? There's a lot of YouTube resources as well. I'm working through Azure AI fundamentals now as well. So
Nice.
I want to get that one as well in the next few weeks here or so. I'm waiting to get some type of free, because I got a free voucher from Microsoft to, if you participate in one of their training days,
Mhm.
right, you can get a free voucher, which is just usually just, signing up for a challenge, watching a course or something to that effect, right? So just be on the lookout for training days from Microsoft. I want that one. And then I want to do either Azure, Azure Administrator Associate or Azure Security Architect Associate, one of those, right? So
Awesome.
like I like this the product specific certifications. I haven't taken them since Cisco, right?
Right.
All the way back in 2007. What we know in the cybersecurity world or in the IT world is not non-vendor, vendor neutral, right? Like the CISPs, the CISM, CCSPs. To me, learning some of the products is always a great idea, just to mix it up sometimes, right? It's just, there's only so much high level certs I can take, like with CISM and CISP, right? So I'm
Right.
like, I want something more technical, just something that I'll enjoy studying. And also with like AI, it's really cool because you can see how, these companies and these cloud providers are trying to structure their AI programs. So it's like, oh, this is how it'll give you a good overview of how companies are actually deploying their AIs, right? So that's what I want to learn. Anyway, but on to the cool stuff. Last weekend, went to New York City, right? But I really loved it. I loved the big city feel. It was
Awesome.
busy. It was actually really hot, believe it or not. There was the heat dome going on in the Northwest right while we were there. So it wasn't as hot as Florida, right? But it was hot for New York, right? So it was it was definitely in the 90s in a few days, right? So it was a great time. But did the whole Times Square. Times Square is really busy. We stayed in Midtown, which is kind of like in between downtown and uptown. If you're familiar,
Okay.
if you're familiar with the MTA, the transit system, right? Got the first day to Times Square. Walked up, did the Columbus Circle, which is entrance to one of the entrances over to Central Park. Did that. Central Park's absolutely freaking amazing, right? It's huge. You can get lost. Everybody's running. It's just, I like the
Right.
energy of a city. I really do. I like the fact that everybody's out and about, just doing their thing. It was a great time. And if you haven't been to a big city, I mean, New York's right here in the States, right? It's a great time. Definitely recommend going. We went to the Met, right? We spent an afternoon there. I wish we had more time, but we did want to see other things, right? So after that, went back, grabbed some dinner. Food, amazing,
I
right? You got
got you.
food from all over the world. And I always joke about it with some of my friends here in Tampa, but like, no offense to like Florida food, but like random street food is better than fine dining down here. Period. Like it's just better.
It's a true statement.
It's just
Like,
like it's just kind of frustrating too. I'm like, you're paying for a $40 meal here in Tampa, and it's like you go to some random, even like the cafeteria food at the Met was just like incredible to me.
right,
And I was
right,
like, this sucks. But New York food is just superior. It's a foodie town, right? So like my theory is like, hey, these rents are so expensive, right? They have to put out the best product possible or they're out, right? So they got it. They got a lot of incentive to make a good product, right? So I'm
right.
not so sure. Not to like, be disrespectful to my Florida listeners, but like, unless you go up to New York, you will experience it. Like
I
that
say
food
maybe,
up
maybe
there,
Miami, because Miami has a
Miami. Yeah,
culture.
yeah,
So maybe Miami,
absolutely.
but yeah, Tampa. Yeah, we live here, right? It's like
Yeah.
the food is meh.
You get some gems here and there, but like and generally it's the smaller businesses with like the food trucks or something. But like in general, man, you gotta go up to big cities got better food. That's just how it is, right? Just by the numbers alone, right? The best of the best are going to be providing you that service. I love the food. Then we visited like Chelsea Market, stuff like that. There's actually a Starbucks Reserve Roastery up there, so it's one of the like 6 locations in the world. They actually have a big, like gigantic, like bronze roasting machine that's just like working.
Awesome.
It's really cool, and I got this little cup here. Let's see,
Okay.
NYC,
Hey, look
yeah.
at you.
So I loved it. I loved it, right? Yeah, then Silent 9/11 Memorial. I mean, yeah, that was very somber, but like walked through the FIDI or Financial District, saw the Bull, right? It's there's a lot to do, right? Chinatown is amazing, food's incredible, right? And actually, cool thing, went to the Lower East Side and went to go to Filipino fusion restaurant, which was amazing. Like you don't find that stuff down here in Florida. And there's a few restaurants here, but Filipino food's not too common, right? But found a really great Filipino restaurant called Calie, right? Fantastic. It was really cool. I just can't speak enough of it and really enjoyed my time there. Highly recommend it. Definitely check it out. Summertime, fall is probably better because it's just the Central Park's probably turning that auburn color, so it's probably beautiful in the fall. So maybe one of these days, definitely going back at some point.
And you won't have as much heat radiating off that asphalt in that concrete.
Exactly. Absolutely. But highly recommend it. So Ryan, how was your week?
Not as exciting as yours. Did you go to the Statue of Liberty?
No, Statue of Liberty is. I think it's because the thing is, you
got to get a ferry and all that stuff. Yeah,
the ferry is like a 2-hour endeavor. It's like it's not worth it unless you plan it like months in advance to where you can get up to the actual.
Yeah,
it's just not worth it. It's a tourist trap, I think, and there's just too much stuff going on. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube you can watch about the Statue of Liberty, but based on like what we've seen, it's just it would have taken up too much time out of our 3 days that we were there. So it's just maybe next time. But it's we got to see it right from the battery, right? But we just didn't take it just was too long. It was too hot. It just wouldn't have made sense.
No, I get it. It gives you an excuse to go back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially for the food. So what I do this week? So I did not beat Clear Obscure's Expedition 33 yet. I got further. I did not. So I refused to take my son's assistance, and I was able to beat that boss. Got several more bosses in. Got stuck again. Like I think I'm at the end. I think that's what it is because these bosses kick my butt. So still playing through that. Still playing Mario Kart. Loving it. Excited for Donkey Kong Bonanza to drop in July. So I have another game. But if you go back and play some of your older games, they look better, run better. So there's a lot going on there. TV show wise, I caught up on Murderbot. So that's a show I watch on Apple TV. It's always funny. It's only 25 minutes an episode. So as soon as you get into it, it's conclusion, credits roll, but still enjoying it. I watched 2 out of the 3 Ironheart episodes. Really like it. I think they did a good job. I don't understand what I understand what all the vitriol on online is, but online is always going to disappoint me. The people of online will always disappoint me. So far so good. I'm looking forward to watching that third one because obviously it's going to have some kind of hook or cliffhanger or something for to get me going for the next 3. I think it's only 6 episodes total. And then aside from that, just doing book stuff, learning more about how the publishing process works. I found another distributor because they all overlap in some regard, but I saw it pop on Walmart and it's missing some stuff, so I'm trying to figure out how to get the metadata fixed. But in doing so, I found out that there's another distributor that does Kroger's and Target and all the other places that I did not submit to, so I had to submit my book to that one as well. So I'm waiting for approval, but it'll be available everywhere else. So, and then I went to the Cooper's Hawk up here. So Cooper's Hawk is a franchise. It's like a winery. You could do wine tasting and as well as a restaurant. I went there because there was a 4-block meetup. So
I missed it.
Skill Bridge.
Yeah, I missed it. I had some stuff to do, but yeah, that would have been a good time. It was closer to Tampa. Would have probably went.
So that's the opposite for me, right? Like they do everything down in Tampa. They finally did something in my neck of the woods. So it's like legitimately less than 10 minutes from my house. So I showed up, met a bunch of really cool people, right? A bunch of people who are in the process of transitioning out of the military, whether it be because of retirement or they're just ready to do something new with their careers. Met a lot of people I hadn't seen in a couple of years because last time I went to PMI, because a lot of people overlap. They're in the PMI organization as well. Last time I went was with you, Chris, and we went to saw Jeff Lodick when he went to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a while. So I got to meet up with those people again, and then handing out a couple copies of the books. Right, like, hey, listen, to key people. Like, if you want me to come speak, you want some key speaking happening. Here's my book. So it's cool to have a tool other than my LinkedIn, right? I have my LinkedIn and now I have something else to hand to people and say, hey, if this interests you or the people that you service, hit me up. So that was cool.
Ryan, I'm hoping, when when the book blows up, not if, when the book blows up. I'm hoping I'm not on the other side of this. Like, man, you changed, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah.
it was so big, you know.
No, I'm gonna pull up in my Lambo, be like, "Hey, Shannon, we gotta go out to lunch," and it won't be out of character where you live at. Last time I was in that Colorado area, man, I saw so many Lamborghinis and Corvettes.
It's not down here in the Springs. Our roads are terrible. It's more.
It's
Oh,
all
okay, gotcha.
Subarus and Jeeps, right?
Yes, Chris, that
Yeah.
you are dead on. You are dead on.
Yeah,
It's
I was-
Subarus, Jeeps, and and
Yeah, I was in
SUVs.
the Fort Carson area, man. I was getting like they were zipping past me.
That
All
is-
these Lambos.
It is down here by me. So you
Yeah,
saw
I
them
don't
down
know.
here. I've
Yeah,
seen
they must have been headed to Denver.
I've seen one, I think, down here in the Springs, right? Because I live close.
Really?
To
All the nice cars
Yeah.
are here in Florida. Like you got sun year round, rear wheel drive, right? They don't care about 4-wheel drive. They don't know how to drive up in the snow.
Not my area. Well, I'm not saying they're not nice, but my area is Tesla town. There's Teslas everywhere. I'm like, yo, could y'all go somewhere else? Like, there's like a handful
Electric
of
cars-
Cybertrucks, but it's the Model Ys and X's everywhere.
Electric cars make sense to me if you have the garage capability and
Right.
you'll be able to charge. It makes sense, right, for a daily driver, right? If you've got that, but closer to the city where you've got more apartments, more density, I think it's harder to
But
maintain.
yeah,
electric
charging
cars.
stations aren't like as
Yeah.
frequent. Yeah, I get that.
I'm not against electric vehicles, but I think I would probably, like, I don't have it now. I'd probably rather have the solar capability for like my home. You know what I mean? So I could just
Mhm.
a battery.
But yeah,
That way I'm not pulling from the grid and they're charging me more. Like, it's what I've already got pulled
Yeah.
down and be
yeah, you see a lot of that here as well in my neighborhood. A lot of people have solar. I looked at the price and the return on investment takes a long time, so that's what kind of threw me off for it. Like I'm not planning on moving or anything like that, but you always gotta leave yourself some wiggle room.
Yeah,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
You're not really gonna see that money until like 20 years in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
I tell myself I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm not going to finance it. Like, I'm just going to pay for it outright. But every
Straight
year
cash.
I look, the price has gone up 15%.
Right.
You know, and I'm like,
Right.
you're getting away from me.
It's like a race. You just see it sprinting off on you. You're like, oh man. But yeah, it's to finance it it's a while before you get your money back or whatever. But I don't know. We'll see what the future holds. My like the book blows up, get the Lambo, put the helicopter pad in the back by the pool so I can take off. That's pretty much it for me for this week. Next week, more of the same, right? You got the 4th of July weekend coming up, so I plan on just chilling for that. And then just seeing who calls back, right? Like I put a bunch of fillers out there, like a ton of emails. If you guys watch my LinkedIn, like I worn out by emails. It's now a matter of seeing who's interested and comes back and says, yeah, we'd like you to come and do a signing or do a ask the author, and maybe none of them come back. Who knows? But just learning how the process works. Again, I wanted to do it all myself this time, and then depending on your guys' feedback, right? Depend on how I do it again next time. Now that I have a pipeline, I understand it. So yeah, just waiting for critical reception for my Rotten Tomatoes score to pop up, right? And then I plan on seeing Superman. I said I wasn't going to go out my way to see it, but the reviews are piquing my interest. People really seem to be feeling it. I looked up the Amazon screening that they're not doing in my neighborhood. The closest to me is 25 miles. I'm like, I'm not gonna travel 25 miles to see Superman.
Is that
Not gonna happen.
Is that far? 25 miles? It's mostly interstate, I would imagine, right? Or highway? Not really.
25 miles in the Tampa Bay area could be like an hour, just saying, like based on where you're at.
It's summer traffic right now too down there. So
Yeah.
yeah, that does make sense.
It's just not worth it for me. I'll just wait until they have it at at one of my closer ones on regular, release. So that's fine. But yeah, it is piquing my interest, so I will go check it out on the big screen. I don't know if I do IMAX because again, that's another. Yeah, I think the closest IMAX is like 15 or 20 miles too. So probably regular. Probably regular is how I watch it. But
And then
yeah,
you'll regret it. And then you'll regret it that you didn't see it in IMAX. Watch.
I've never regretted not seeing something IMAX. I think I've only been IMAX. I went to one of the first IMAX when they had it at the CN Tower, right? So in Canada, like before it blew up. That was like nature or whatever. I was like, this makes my neck hurt. I was in like middle school. And then I went to another IMAX probably over a decade ago. I was like, this is cool. And that was it. I've never been back. Same thing with 3D. I've watched like maybe 2 3D movies. Yeah, exactly 2. I watched with the blue people, Avatar, and I watched Toy Story 4, I want to say. That's it. I'm just like, man, that was cool. But I'm not going out my way. So, I'm a snob. Just give me the regular old screen. Call it a day. But aside from that, that's pretty much does it for me, right? Again, sketched up on TV shows, and there's a horror movie called The Lady in the Yard that just dropped on Peacock, I want to say. The scores are terrible. I said I wanted to see it a while ago, so I'm going to check it out probably this weekend or next. Just it's on Peacock. It's fine. If it's that bad, I just will cut it off, call it a day. But definitely continue to check us out. So Monday and Tuesday are topics, Wednesday discussion, Thursdays Ask a CISSP. So I have a really good one coming up, which will be next week's. All of next week will be just that episode with Edgar Vanterpool. So he's a BISO, so a Business Information Security Officer. Definitely check that one out. Really interesting conversation. And then Fridays, everything else, movies, books, games, all that cool stuff. Happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. Definitely make sure you do something that's fun, get out the house, don't blow your hands off or your fingers or anything like that. Be safe and enjoy, right? Like the first real summer holiday, because summer really doesn't start until like mid-June, but it's already hot. So
But Memorial Day is
Let's say Memorial Day.
It's the unofficial start to summer, right?
Yeah.
That's when pools open up and water parks.
Right. The water world. So definitely continue to hit us up by the websites, theothersideofthefirewall.com or ramcyber.io. That's also where you can pick up the guide. And then hit me up personally at RY Security Guy. That's RY Security Guy. You can find me pretty much everywhere, but LinkedIn is where I'm most responsive. Where can they find you, Chris?
You can find me on LinkedIn under my name, Chris Abacon, last name spelled Abacon.
There it is. Stay safe. Stay secure.